TV.
I dated someone from
That's
Marty the
right.
One, and he was a total catfish, but that's a whole other story.
Well, we do have one of the best reality, of course, Selling Sunset and Buying Beverly Hills and all the Netflix shows, but we also have another absolute classic reality TV show, The Hills. Allie,
Allie.
are you aware of that, Melissa, that your coworker here
course.
was on The Hills back in the
I was
day?
saying, when I saw her walk in to meet with Mauricio years ago, I was like, I know her. She don't know me, but I know her from The Hills.
Do you
I
not?
yeah, what?
Go on. I didn't mean to
I was just
interrupt
gonna
you.
say, like, I feel like it's almost like it's such a like blip, like a small. The funny thing is this. So my ex, who I'm sure maybe you're aware of, Doug Reinhardt, which I dated for 14 years off and on. We were engaged and all the things. He was on the show, and his sister, they were on Laguna Beach and all the things. And I really avoided being in reality TV for so long. I was like, I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be part of it. And then there's so much backstory to my life that I've never shared. Maybe on another world. I just don't know if I want to drum a lot of it up. But I was like, I don't want to be in reality TV. I don't want to be in reality TV. I got basically sucked into somehow being on the hills. And in no way did I want to be part of it. It happened. I literally walked into a birthday that was happening and they were filming. And next thing I know, there's like people, talking, because I do have a real history with someone on the show. And not like a real history, like something really happened. It's really silly, but she created much more out of it. And yes, I feel like totally different experience being on that show. It was like I was thrown into the wolves to be like this dramatic, character on the show. And to this day, I forget that people are still like, oh my gosh, you were on the hills, because it doesn't feel like, it feels like it was such a like little part of my life, and that like I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but clearly, people were really loyal to that show, and they remember. So yes.
Has it come up a lot? And do you hate when people bring it up?
Yes, because the storyline, I mean, like, no offense, but like that wasn't real. Like I feel like it's hard for me. Like, people have been like, oh, come on, do this show. I just don't want to start things with people and their lives, because now people have moved on, they've had kids. I mean, even now, like Kristin, let's just call it what it is. Kristin, right, is best friends with my old hairdresser who moved to Nashville, Justin Anderson.
Yes.
And they're really close, and we've talked about it. And it's funny. He's like, you guys are very similar. You have 3 kids. She has 3 kids. We're older now, and we've moved on from that past, but there's definitely more story to our knowing each other. And when I walked into that show and they like created the storyline, I have to say, like, I was fooled, because they were like, oh, she's talking like this. And I'm like trying to like defend myself. I'm like, that didn't happen. But they cut and paste and use whatever they want from the show. Then they said, come back and we'll let you tell your story. Well, I came back to tell my story. And of course, they cut all that too and just used the parts they wanted to use to create their storyline. So unfortunately, it was not a good experience for me. I felt like it was very unfortunate for me to be put in that light. And then like the show ended. So it was like I never got like this chance to be like, wait, it was just I was meant as this character, and then it was kind of over. So yeah, I think that's also why my hesitation with coming on this show. I was like, I don't want to do that again. That wasn't very fun. And yes, people still ask to this day, like, what happened? What's the story? Did you break into Brody's house? Like all that stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I like forget that that's like what was said in the show. Cause I'm like, it's very far from any truth. I'm technically not even supposed to be like saying the real like storyline, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm legally allowed to say, or if I'm allowed to say. But listen, Adam Duvall, I have to give it to him. He creates great dramatic shows that people really get into. And I know people were very serious about that show. So I, for a while, was like, ugh, like I didn't want to even be like seen out, because I was like, I don't want to be associated with that. But at the same time, there's people who've also followed me from that and have loved watching my story and been like, wow, this has been such a cool journey to see you like leave a toxic relationship and like, start in a new business, have kids, have my own successes and a new life essentially. So Sorry, that was a long-winded answer, but
No, I mean, listen, it was over a decade ago. Yes, Kristin said you broke into Brody's house and called you pure evil and that you seem like a 45-year-old woman that smokes several packs of cigarettes a day.
yes.
Now we all are a little older. I don't know what's so wrong about being a 45-year-old woman, but
A lot of fun, wasn't it? Like a lot of fun. Great.
I understand, like, I mean, yeah, you're a successful real estate agent and you're not with Doug. And it's like, guys, it was 10 years ago, right? And, so.
Yeah. But 10 years ago and like old, like not reality. I mean, talk about difference in shows. Like I said, he created a great show, but it was a show. This to me, what we're doing right now is reality. And so unfortunately, yeah, I feel like I was used as this character that I would like to erase, but
Well,
it is what it is.
three things. A, it's over and it's in the past. B, now everyone is going to be talking about you from before things. Now everyone's going to be talking about you as a super agent at the agency from Buying Beverly Hills. So there you go.
Yes.
Third, the next time you come on this podcast, we never need to mention this again.
I feel like I need to give a tell-all, by the way. Like, because people have asked me if I would like do an interview. Like I said, I don't want to hurt people or tarnish someone's. I mean, listen, I had to deal with it. I remember seeing Brody. It's funny. I saw him like at like the grocery store with Avril Lavigne back in the day. And I was like so annoyed. Like, I can't believe you did that to me. Like, you knew that was going to happen. And he's like, oh, come on. We've all been known as, we've all had to play that role at some point where we get fingers pointed at. I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't even the truth. Like, you should have stuck up for me. But the thing is, at that point, everyone was just looking for someone to be.
You're like in the frozen food aisle and having
literally. And I remember he was with Avril at the time. Like, maybe they were dating anyways. So, it is what it is. I think we've all moved on. I'm still friends with Lo, who I love, and I love watching her and her success and all of that. So, it's unfortunately it'll always be what it was, but maybe one day I can give a tell-all book and give the true story.
Well, first of all, just picturing Brody Jenner and Avril Lavigne in the frozen food aisle, that is like
Bristol or something.
Early like 2000s.
What do they say? Stars, they're just like us.
Yes. Well, by the way, like Brody and I dated. Like, I don't even remember if that was on the show.
I think a little bit.
Okay, so we did. I was in college. Doug and I had broken up. That's how this all kind of started. But anyways.
Well, this was the fourth thing too, before we move on. Do you want to say any? I mean, I know Justin Anderson, I guess, is trying to, get you and Kristin together, but is there anything you want to say to Kristin here today? Do you want to send her a message?
Honestly, like, I wish her nothing but the best. I'm not one of those people. I have no bad blood with anyone on this planet. I don't believe in that. I think everyone has the ability to live a very happy, successful, amazing life. And I would never want to put that weight on myself. Even my ex, like, we're friends, like, I'm friendly with everybody. So I hope for her nothing but the best. She seems like she's got 3 great kids and she's really done well for herself in the avenue that she's taken. So no bad blood. And hopefully we can squash things out at some point in our future, just so that I hate that there's that like negative energy, that's still there that it was never talked about. So who knows, maybe season 2, we can go house shopping together, something in LA.
I was just gonna say, maybe she needs a place in LA, and you're a familiar face.
Yes.